Hi guys, Mark Devo, welcome to this channel, Conscious Time, and welcome to this video on using energy to tell what others are feeling. So before we jump into that, if you're new to the channel, this is a channel navigating this world through the eyes of awareness, a bird's eye view, dropping guilt, dropping judgment. For me, that has been the biggest pivotal changes in my life. A lot of us are too bound in fear and guilt, and we just keep trapped and we repeat the same thing because now your next step is going to be based on guilt, and guilt is just oppressive. So we are all doing the best we can with what we have based on our level of awareness, which is always expanding and unlimited. So tomorrow you will wake up with a different level of awareness, which we will be able to see life differently, but we'll be able to transcend that, or let's say speed it up, not that there's a rush, but navigate faster or with more joy, more harmony and peace by dropping guilt and just having that non-judgmental bird's eye view. All right, so let's just jump into it. This video, which is using energy to tell what others are feeling. So this is based on a level of awareness. If you're new to this channel, we try and bridge spirituality with pragmatism, and hopefully this is going to be some nice practical tips or tricks or tools to walk away that's going to add massive value in your home relationship, work relationship. These are intangible things that just add so much value to your life. It's not always the tangible things of gaining money or gaining your next whatever it is. It's the intangible things behind that actually adds a lot of value. Anyway, let me jump into it before I waft off on track. So if we can make it a little bit more tangible, we could say energy, and we can maybe call it mood. We all know what it's like to be in a room that has different moods, or we know what it's like to be in a different mood, and that's energy. So that's frequency, it's vibration. That is, we can't necessarily see it, but you can certainly quantify it through various means. I'm not going to go into the whole scientific quantum physics, how we track that, but you know what I'm talking about in terms of energy and mood. And now, how do you use that in the real world? And I've done this many a times. Once you start becoming aware of energy, of consciousness and awareness, it becomes super exciting and super fascinating, and how you can now literally change things on a real-time, day-to-day basis to help you and help others. So yeah, let's jump into it. So this was sparked actually many a times where let's say you find yourself walking into a room, or let's say you're in a room with people, and all of a sudden the mood changes. We've all been there. Maybe it's at a party, maybe it's in the work environment, whatever the case may be, something just changes. Now that's a switch in mood, that's a switch in energy. And now a lot of the time it could be you, or it could be now you have picked up on someone else's energy. Now the cool thing about that is we navigate this world through the eyes of awareness and non-judgmental, or non-judgmentalism, if that is actually a word, or being non-judgmental. And that means if you've picked up on this energy, it means that that's already sitting with you. It's resonating even if it's not much, let's say it's a very heightened form of negativity, a dark mood. That might not necessarily be you, but now you have picked up through walking into a room, picking up on someone else's energy, or the conversation changed and you feel something shift in you, and now you've picked up on that. And it's not necessarily you. It actually could be you, but you've picked up on that. But the point I'm trying to make is you can't judge, because that little bit of negativity is actually sitting with you as well, because it's resonating with you as well. So it has to be known within you, which I've spoken about in some of my other videos. So hopefully this is making sense. The fact that you've picked up on it means that it is resonating. It's like those pitchfork tuning things that they do. I'm sure you've seen on YouTube where they hit the one tuning fork and it resonates with the other. It's similar in energy and how we are always shifting energy with each other and how we interact with each other. So the point is to be non-judgmental. If you've picked up on that negative energy, don't judge that person, but now you've picked up on that. The next step is don't get swept away with that. You have to raise your level of consciousness to dissipate that or not be sucked into that. But again, going back to what I'm saying is being non-judgmental is it still resides a little bit in you, because that negative feeling that you've picked up on, because otherwise you would not have picked up on it. So it's fascinating, because once we start evolving or awakening, for lack of a better word, and raising our vibration, raising our consciousness, raising our awareness, those negative energies will become less and less, because we are not operating at that frequency, if that makes sense. So you can start shifting that. I've experienced this in my life countless times. Once you become aware of it, you can actually go out there and start experiencing this. And when, just to side note, whatever I'm saying here, go out there and experience it. Don't take my word for it. You can actually literally tangibly experience this. From this video, if you are new to this, go out and start experiencing it, and you will take my word for it. You will actually see it. I base my findings on my journey on various things from the Bible, Course in Miracles, Neville Goddard, Rudolf Steiner, etc., putting this all together. I'm not linking any resources in this video, but again, go out there and experience it. So let me just look at my computer to keep me on track. So I was just saying, it becomes fascinating once you start doing this and you start becoming aware and you start experimenting with this. I've experimented with this firstly with my child when I'm telling him a story, and I really don't feel like, or I'm playing with the little toys, and then I really don't feel like playing with them. And he'll continue playing because he just wants to play. But I can see the energy shift, and it's not engaging. And eventually actually just gets up and he walks off, because he can see maybe I've had a long day, I'm just not in the mood, whatever the case may be. And then I've used another scenario where I literally engage with this little character, and I get into character, and I can feel the energy within me. I'm actually enjoying this. And the level of mood or energy becomes so tangible. The story becomes so vibrant. The energy is there. It continues. We each are enjoying this. And to me, that's very tangible. I've done this now in the work environment, where I've brought in a negative energy. I've actually felt very stressed. This was some time ago. Maybe I've been very stressed, and I've brought that into a work environment, and I can feel that energy, and it actually dissipates to others. I've seen that when on other previous colleagues in my other work environment, where I've actually been in a peaceful state, and I can now sense a mood change, and I can see that colleague is feeling very stressed and overwhelmed by things. And the point of this, and to hopefully walk away with some tangible things that you can change, is, we want to have a positive impact. We want to be able to be creative and not subjective, and we want to add harmony to our lives and other people's lives. So maybe some tips to walk away with is, I've mentioned body scan meditation before, but in the moment, you can actually center yourself when you're feeling a heightened energy, a mood change, or whatever the case may be. First, it comes down to, if it's a negative, overwhelming feeling, a lot of the time it's ego. You can feel your ego coming up. Now, maybe it's a conversation you need to defend yourself again, or get your point across. That's egoic. So you might trigger someone else's ego. So there's a lot of different variables and nuances going on. So the point is, when you feel that, know that that's the ego. I've spoken about the ego before, and the ego is a false thought system. It's your separation from God. It's fear. It's always defending. So that's what ego actually means. And this is taken from A Course in Miracles. So check out A Course in Miracles. The ego is a small myself, I, false thought system, death, demise. And the ego always has to defend itself. That's why you feel that vibration, the mood, to defend yourself. So you need to become aware of that. Firstly, just become aware of it. Step back. use body scan. Do body scan practices first before you know, or research it before to know what I'm talking about. But you can do it on the spot, feeling your body. You don't have to scan through your body mentally, but you can just feel the weight of your body. Feel your body, ground yourself, and then try and be still. Let's say if it's in a conversation that's going a little bit moody, or you're walking into an environment, or whatever the case may be that's quite negative. Feel your body, ground yourself. And that's going to send to yourself, be still, say less. And that's going to start changing, because you don't want to become reactive and you don't want to be sucked away into that negativity. You want to take back control, and you want to now create harmony and maybe shift that environment. And I've seen this countless times. You can be the catalyst, whether you're the boss, you're the colleague, the employee, whatever the case may be. You can shift it. A lot of the time, if it's a boss or a colleague, everyone's fearful. So if it's a negative energy, that's ultimately it's fear. If it's your director, that's, if you have a toxic relationship, a work environment, and it's a director or someone higher than you, they are fearful and they're projecting it on you. So stand your ground in peace and harmony. Try your best and see how you can shift that, being still and saying less. So I hope that makes a lot of sense. I find it absolutely fascinating. Go out there, please, and test it for yourself. Come back and let me know what you think. If you don't mind, like, share, subscribe if you find this adds value. Hope it makes sense, and we'll check you on the next one.